guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Abby, and today I'm going to show you how I make a BB-8. So for those of you who don't know, a lot of the patterns that I do for my channel or I do in general are patterns that I make myself. Today, as a sort of Christmas present to my viewers, I have decided that I'm going to do a tutorial for one of my patterns. I love BB-8 and I'm very excited for the new Star Wars film to be coming out this month. I have never done a tutorial for one of my patterns before, and I've never done a tutorial on my channel before, so this is kind of uncharted territory a little bit for me. With all that said, I think we should just go right into the crocheting. The materials you're going to need are gray felt, orange felt, white yarn, a hot glue gun, a pen, a 4.25mm hook, a tapestry needle, a stitch marker, 2 different sized snap-on eyes, scissors, stuffing, or if you want scraps you can use as stuffing, a lollipop stick, and a couple of toothpicks. The first thing we're going to make are the 2 semicircles for the body of BB-8. Our first round is going to start by chaining 2, then doing 6 single crochets in that second stitch away from the hook. For that second round, you will need to do 2 single crochets in each loop around the circle. By the end of round 2, you should have 12 stitches in your circle. I decided to keep these parts in and speed them up so that you can see I'm actually doing the rounds. Round 3, we're going to start by doing 2 single crochets in the first stitch and then 1 in the next. Continue to alternate like that until the end of the round. At this point, your circle should have 18 stitches. Round 4 also starts with 2 single crochets in the first stitch. And don't forget to poke yourself with the stitch marker. Ouch. The next 2 stitches should only get 1 single crochet in each. So it goes 2, 1, 1, repeating. By the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches in your circle. Rounds 5 through 7 are simple. You just have to single crochet in every stitch. After those are completed, do a slip stitch and tie off. Repeat that full pattern so that you have 2 semicircles you can sew together. This is going to be the base or the body of BB-8. The only other part of BB-8 that I crochet is his head. So the first 3 rounds are going to be the exact same as the base. Again, we're going to start by chaining 2 and putting 6 single crochets in that second loop from the hook. Round 2, you're going to do 2 single crochets in every stitch, giving you 12 stitches again. Round 3, we're going to start with 2 single crochets in that first stitch, then 1 in the next. Repeating that 2, 1, 2, 1 pattern, finishing out the circle, giving you 18 stitches. The next 2 rounds you'll be single crocheting in each stitch. Round 6 is a little tricky in that you're going to have to complete it only by using the back loops of each stitch. We're going to start by single crocheting 2 stitches together using those back loops. Then single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch. You know you're doing this right if you start getting a little ridge like this one. That's going to repeat around the circle until you're back at 12 stitches. Round 7, you're going to single crochet 2 together all the way around. But before you get too far, you have to get the eyes in. Now that we have all the crocheting done, we're going to make the decoration that go all over BB-8. We're going to make a quick pattern for the circles so that they're all even. Now we're going to take that awful sparkly felt we have, because we went to 3 different craft stores and couldn't find any other felt in the right color, and cut out that pattern we made 6 times. Then you'll add random gray bits to those circles until you get something that looks mechanical. If you want, you can follow an actual picture of BB-8. That's what I did for some of them. I just didn't record me doing that for some reason. This is also the point at which I decided to stuff the crocheted pieces. You're also going to want to cut out a couple other circles and things for BB-8's head. Those are pretty simple. If you have a cat, don't be surprised if they want to get in on this action. Make sure that while they sit near the project, they don't use their tail to swipe off any of those tiny pieces we need for BB-8. While I was stuffing the body, I thought it would be fun to fill him with colorful yarn, like how the insides of a droid might look like. You don't need to do that. I just have a ton of extra yarn scraps. Once he's stuffed, it's time to glue on those circles that we worked so hard on. You don't have to do this in any specific order, because I certainly didn't. Also, can I just say that I cannot wait for Rise of Skywalker. My husband and I like to watch all the Star Wars movies before the new one comes out to get us hyped, so I have been watching through all the Star Wars movies, and I'm just really hoping that Rise of Skywalker turns out well. That's all you can really hope for in a movie, I guess. But back to the project. For his antenna, I took a toothpick, cut it up, and wrapped the pieces in yarn. Lollipop stick is going to act as his neck. So you're going to want to place it somewhere where the unit stands on its own, and then you're going to hot glue gun the stick and put it through one of the holes. We're going to do that same thing with the antenna we just made. Finish it all off by attaching the head to the lollipop stick, and that's how I make a BB-8. So here he is, this cute little BB-8 unit. So as you can see, his head swivels around. This is one of those things where if you're giving it to a kid or something, you're gonna wanna secure this neck piece better. I didn't really, because most of my stuff is for display purposes only. So it doesn't really matter that his head can just probably come right off. But if you're giving it to a kid, that's probably an issue. Also, I don't know if people like the idea of using felt as the primary decoration for this crocheted thing. The first time I made this pattern, I spent extra hours hand stitching on all of the design, and it didn't come out looking very clean or professional. I personally don't mind felt, and I didn't want to spend another couple of hours troubleshooting the rings on him. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of lazy, but this is like the lazy man's easy BB-8. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and that it was easy for you to follow if you're following it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
I love you.